How's it going, everyone? How's it going, everyone? I'm sorry, that is the incorrect intro. Howdy, folks. Spencer here. We have a lot of people in chat so far. Cheops, how's it going, man? Let me just get caught up with everyone in chat here. Daniel, Steele, Ebony, Sora, Jay, Robert, Ramsman, Celestite, Valkyrie. I'm going to mispronounce some names here. I'm from Iowa. My pronunciation of some things is terrible. Look at what happens when I try to pronounce the Sagan command cruiser. Someone's going to be upset. Just watch. Asgard, Warp Core. Yeah, Warp Core. I delayed the stream just for you. Weasel. Nice. Those are some good picks, Weasel, from the event campaign. Gregory, how's it going? Ed, Credence for 900 mils, good. Jay, yes, the likes are very much appreciated. Sora, you've got enough boxes in your inventory. You think you're rivaling myself and Triz? That's terrible. CJ, Mac, hope you like your rename in the Discord. I thought it was appropriate. Cheops, yeah, of course. Star, Phantom, Michi, how's it going? My name, Azimdal, NB. I see some of what you guys are saying right now. I'm reading this chat, and you guys want me to mispronounce things. Yeah, sag in. Exactly. Sag in. Perfect. It's done. I've said it the right way there. My name. Yeah, and I do need a haircut. Next week I'll have taken the weed whacker to this hair. It's gone to the point where it's not really that manageable. Scotty, thank you for the ultra casual membership. Very much appreciated. Say Rapier? Yeah, I just did. Rapier. Ramsman. Scoot this over a little bit. Say Jin? Yeah, I did. Hippie? Yeah, my hair is bad. Yeah, so I had to delay the stream. I had to go finish a trade-in over at AT&T, and I wanted to do the trade-in in store rather than mail it because I just don't trust mailing in the phone. So traded in my Pixel 4a last month, or started the process at least to get the new Pixel 9s. But that took forever. They had only 2 workers in there. I didn't expect it to be that long of a wait. Phantomate, thank you for the casual membership. Sponsor spot. Scotty, glad to help. Short. Da Vinci skin looks really nice and is very underrated. Waldo. Wrap here. Mind to change your chat to... Oh, yeah. And, you know, I'm not even looking at the Twitch. My bad. My bad. If anyone said anything over there. Catman, how's it going? Okay. And Spectre, those are the only 2 messages I missed over on Twitch. Was it terrible? Absolutely. Yes, I did see the Master Replicas sale. So Master Replicas has a Star Trek Day sale going on right now, guys. They don't have a ton of Star Trek supply left, but they do have a sale going on here for the weekend. So let me pull up the details of that sale. I put the link to Master Replicas in chat. And okay, so the Master Replica sales are basically for any in-stock product. Pre-orders do not qualify. Spend 50 pounds or $65 and get 20% off, or spend 100 pounds or 130 US dollars and get 30% off. So if there's anything left over there that you guys are interested in, and you know they have more than Star Trek, they got Stargate, BSG, and this sale is for everything that they have in stock, just not pre-orders. So you can't get a discount on the Stargate. You had the shield trade off the Sagittarius on your tank Foven build on Discord. Is it decent or not so great? Yeah, Storm the X304 is there, yeah. Firebrand, Giant Dutch Viking, Waldo. I do not remember explicitly what that trade is, but I need to do one thing here quick in game before going over to my tank character. Or the tank build I have set up on casual. I just need to fill my combat buff. Okay, this character's got 4 million fleet creds. Let's fill that. There we go. But yeah, they have a bunch of the Stargate stuff. Yeah, they got the Daedalus. They have the Hatak is a pre-order. So I think the code would only work for the Death Glider, F302, and the Daedalus right now for Stargate. But again, they have multiple franchises. They also have a bunch of the Galactica models. Just not the Pegasus right now, it seems. Okay. So you're asking about the Sagittarius trait. That is Shield Overload, right? I think I was just scrambling to find traits to put on for this build, Waldo. I think I just randomly went to that. I don't think it's necessarily the best trait ever. But it's certainly like if you're running Immerse Power to Shields and you're looking for something to run, you don't have some of the more premium traits. I think it's a good budget option. Again, I don't necessarily think it's the best, but just from keep in mind the buff from it does significantly decay every 5 seconds. So Endeavor, how's it going? Wow, my hair is just ferocious. Linus has a new screwdriver on his store if you want to shield that as well. Terrible. That's the precision one, right? Sorry, guys. I'm just looking at chat here. Ronnie, how's it going? I need to hide my YouTube and look at my restream chat. New deflector rolled to all shield hit points. Doesn't stand out compared to other deflectors, so we'll lean into that niche it's meant for. Archmagos, how's it going? Storm. Mac, any ships worth it from the legendary KDF ROM Fed Disco TOS bundles? The Romulan one has applications for torpedo builds. So if you're someone doing torp stuff, then the legendary Romulan Captain bundle is pretty good. But for the other ones you mentioned, the KDF one, it's a good ship, but I think that you probably have better ships. The TOS, the trait from that was okay for solo stuff, but I don't think you need it for normal gameplay. Fed, I don't even have the Fed one purchased. Disco, I also don't have purchased. So of those 5, the Romulan's the only one that has like any major value. There's echo in the sound. Do I have background? Is this you guys hearing fans? Get a haircut, you hippie? I'm going to. Next time you guys see me on stream, I'll have buzzed this all down. No fans? Okay. I'm sorry. It's start of the streams, guys. You guys know how it is. There's a lot of messages. Speaking of people, Steve from Gamers Nexus hates what happened to EK. EK's not in a good position. Galactic, how's it going? The Terran Eagle does have an enhanced battle cloak, so Assault Formation Theta is pretty critical to that build. Assault Formation Theta is the trade-off of the legendary Romulan Captain Bundle ship. Oh, just retired. OnlyFans, yes. If a bundle currently on sale isn't mentioned in the top 10 bundles video, it means that it might just be a bit more niche. If I didn't talk about a specific bundle in that video, it may just mean that it doesn't mean that there's no value at all to it. It's more of the value might just be a bit more niche. Would the new set work on the jelly? That's a good question. Okay, so I'm getting sidetracked. Let's get to the main topic for today, and that is the new Khitomer Alliance space set. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this set is, as far as I've heard, as far as I've seen, it is only available at Mark 12 and above. So I'm going to go to a low-level character. I'm going to test that out right now. This character is level 2, and there are other event sets that I can pick up that would be able to be used at this low level. But if I look at this set, you can see it's given to me at Mark 12, meaning that this is an endgame focused set. You're not going to be able to go in and use this on a brand new low level character like you could say the revolutionary set, or for ground, stuff like the Imperial, Camarque, and so on. Yeah. So it shows right in the window that it's Mark 12. So is this a set that's going to be worth getting for leveling up a bunch of new characters? No, because right off the bat, it's not available for you to get right off the bat on your new characters. So that is one limitation there. I'd like to see that addressed, but there's other sets out there that you can get that will automatically be usable at a low level like that. Yeah, so Revolutionary definitely is going to be the more accessible entry level set that you can use right off the bat on a new character. Okay, let's go up to space here. There's no vanity visuals for any of the items from the Khitomer set. So there's no shield, no shield visual, engine deflector. So no visuals in that regard. I'm gonna pull up each of the pieces here, and we'll take a look at them all side by side. Old Aegis for your new characters. Yeah, that's certainly viable. Let me pop all three up here. So we can take a look at all three of these side by side. And I'll have the set bonus over at the right side here. I do have some information about some of the set bonuses here from Data, who has a very nice post over on the Stowe Builds subreddit. Avrod. Aegis, I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, damn it. Like I've said, I'm terrible at pronouncing things. Where's that other piece? Here we go. Brilliant Blade, how's it going? Duck. Darth, just getting to looking at the pieces. It's slow. I mean, there's a lot of people in chat got to respond to. Whenever there's a stream, you got to keep in mind it's going to be a lot of chat interaction too that will slow down the in-game stuff. Spencer pronounces it correctly, but with an Iowan accent. I mispronounce things on purpose. You know it. With the sagging especially, it's sort of just become a meme. Okay, so the deflector here has plus 31.9% Cat 1 anti-proton damage, plus 2.5% crit chance. You've got some shield restoration on this, hull cap, shield cap, control expertise, and Drain X, which those are from the modifiers there. So, just looking at the values here, the only interesting part of this deflector would be the Cat 1 for anti-proton, and then the 2.5% crit chance. But the issue is that this is looking at competing against the Fleet Colony Deflector. So let me pull that up just to show you guys. So I've got that right around here somewhere. So I get a picture of that to side by side. The Fleet Colony Deflector you can get from your Fleet Colony. It costs just a little bit of fleet creds into lithium, and you can re-roll it. Let me get that Deflector back up. So this is what your primary competition is going to be for a Deflector giving you crit chance. And I mean, here you see, just to me, I would go for the Fleet Colony one still, over the Khitomer one. The Khitomer one serves as a good budget alternative, but on its own, I would rather have more crit chance and that extra severity rather than that extra bit of Cat 1 for anti-proton. Even on an AP build, if I was looking at these two deflector options on an AP build, I would still lean towards the Fleet Colony one. Bill, zoom in on the deflector. Yeah. There you go. I have an Iowan accent, and Spencer pronounces everything wrong. Yeah, but I'm from Eastern Iowa. There, the education levels over there, they're a bit different to here in Central Iowa. They are re-engineerable also. Yeah. Yeah, so it really comes down to what do you want? The crit sev or the anti-proton damage? I mean, and the thing is too, you can get extra hull cap on the Fleet Colony one because you can re-roll that. It's just with the Khitomer one, with how it's rolled right now, it's shield hull cap for the epic mod, and then I do have one hull cap mod on it. I haven't re-rolled this, at all. But yeah, between the two, my preference is the Colony one. Billy, in that part of Iowa, they don't have ATMs yet. Best Klingon ship weapons, that's really a matter of personal preference. The big thing is with weapons in this game is you're going to see a bunch of them have a modifier on, or not a mod, a proc on them that's 2.5%. And 2.5% procs in this game do not matter because they go off so little, they basically have no combat relevance. A lot of people, get really super invested in the procs that weapons have, but realistically, they don't matter. Okay, so that is just looking at the deflector here. Just looking at it on its own, I think the Fleet Colony deflector is better. But the Khitomer is part of a set, and let's see what exactly that set is here. So let me pull that back up. Let me get a picture of this so it's zoomed in for you guys. Okay, so this is the Khitomer Alliance set bonuses. Again, there's the deflector, engines, and shield. We just looked at the deflector. It's not bad, but I think the colony deflector is going to be better for most people on its own. But the set could change that. The two-piece is plus 47.5 Starship Shield regeneration and shield hardness. So that is giving you some shield hardness, which I don't remember how much that is actually equivalent to. So whenever you guys have a stat value like that where it's telling you plus 47.5, you can pop open your skill tree and hover over that skill in the skill tree, and it will tell you what the bonus is per point of that skill. So we're looking at shield hardness and shield regen. So this is basically equivalent to just under the first point for shield regen and hardness. So this is basically plus 4.75% additional shield regen every 6 seconds. So it's something, but not anything that significant. And for shield hardness, this is going to be 9.5% shield hardness or shield damage negation. So, I mean, on a build that is like super focused on shields, maybe you'd care about the 2-piece, but I would imagine on a really shield focused build, you probably have a ton of other shield buffs that, are giving you far, far more than that. Yeah, I mean, that type of buff, I wouldn't go out and slot a 2-piece for. I would not go out and put this 2-piece on just for that set of buffs. That's just not really that good. Yeah. Okay, and then the 3-piece. The 3-piece is where there's actually a bit more interest in this. And the 3-piece affects friends and self up to 20 max, 20 kilometer sphere, has a 0.2 second activation time, so it goes off instantly, and it has a 2-minute recharge. This will cloak your ship for 5 seconds. During this time, you may fire your weapons normally, so it's not really cloaking your ship, it's just giving you a lot of stealth is pretty much what it's doing. And it's going to be giving you and all of your allies, so all of your allied players, a 15% Cat 2 damage buff for 15 seconds and plus 15% shield regen for 15 seconds. And to foes within 3 kilometers, it is going to do some anti-proton damage, scaling with the number of foes hit. This damage can be increased by EPG skill. So the 3-piece does stack. That has already been tested, and for that, I want to pull up this from Data. So Data did a bit of testing with this about 2 weeks ago, where they were testing explicitly the 3-piece, and what they found, because this was Data, Citizen Kane Home, and Prenet who did this testing specifically with the 3-piece. They found that the stealth from the 3-piece does stack with Intel Team and therefore likely other sources of cloak as well. This cloak itself appears to be substantial as attack pattern lambda 3 and Intel Team is insufficient to counter it. So I imagine this is probably a bit chaotic in PvP. The Cat 2 damage buff does stack, so we already know this, and as has popped up in the chat, for a supported environment, you would want to have one person running the ICO set, and then the rest of the team probably running this set if it's a faster supported run. Yeah. There's still a lot of people at PvP, surprisingly. So the thing with the ICO set is you only need one person running that in a faster supported run, and then having this set on to get that damage buff, that would be good. So the Khitomer set's going to be good for supports in faster runs. In slower runs, I think you're still going to want to focus your supports on the Gamma and the Iconian sets. The Iconian sets, if there's enough people in there to have full coverage for the entire run, then you probably don't need everyone to be running it. And the Gamma set, I think that's more of a tort meta thing. Yeah, some people will very much like this set for the supporting aspect, but it's certainly not going to be for everyone. And for the 3-piece damage, you know, it says it scales with EPG, but per their testing, it also scales off of plus AP buffs based on the tooltip. So Data, thank you for your testing here. I'm going to drop a link to that summary for the 3-piece in chat. How about slows thrusters runs? Then probably not. Yeah, this is their testing for it, and you know they go into the PvP side a bit more in that document if that's of interest to you. So I mean the three piece has some places in the game where it's going to be useful, but if you do not do, you know, like any high-end coordinated supported stuff, which is the vast majority of players, there's only actually like what 20, 30 people right now that are even trying or, you know, involved at all in the really high-end runs like that. So you know, outside of that small subset of players, you're probably not going to care about this 3-piece buff. But that doesn't mean that the set, you know, isn't going to be worth it for you. You know, for some of these pieces, they may still appeal to you. So the next item here is the impulse engines. And, you know, most people are going to be running the competitive rep engines. So let me grab those here just to do a side-by-side. Why do people run the competitive rep engines? Because, well, there's a few different versions of them. The most popular tends to be the innervated. And with the innervated, whenever you hit a firing mode, so beam overload, torp spread, cannon scatter volley, stuff like that, you're basically getting in evasive maneuvers. And the Khitomer Alliance ones here, let's take a look now. Yeah, I know. Data sent me that Stow Builds thing in a DM. Okay. So with these engines, you got your standard impulse and sector speed buff. That's from it being epic. Flight speed right here. You know, just looking at the stat, that's not far off the prevailing innervated. But this is based off a hyper impulse. These are faster than other engines while at high engine power. All impulse engines increase their speed and turn rate with your engine power level. So you might see a little bit more benefit out of this if you have really high engine power, whereas the competitive rep ones, they just work at whatever engine power. So yeah, the special stuff here, +5 engine power setting, which I don't think the competitive ones don't have that, but yeah, you notice the shield regen here. So shield regen increases with current throttle, scales up to +31.9 shields regen rating. So if you're looking to, you know, keep your shields up a bit more, this is something else you could stack alongside that. But I don't really know what other engines you'd be like explicitly using to try and buff up shields. There's probably ones that are parts of sets, but yeah, that is an interesting feature of these engines. Is it? Yeah, well, let's see if that is actually. Can I see my shield regen here? If I slot these. I mean, so you see it. As soon as I start moving here, I'm getting a pretty big shield regenerate buff. If I swap engines. So that's, I mean, that is actually giving a pretty substantial buff to my shield regen. But this is on a build that's got, you know, not really anything else on it for shield regen. Sin, yeah, I talked about that on a news video about a week or so back. They already announced the Armada 4 mod. So it doesn't look like this is giving like shield regen skill. It looks like it is just actually giving like maybe a percentage buff there. I mean, so like if you're trying to boost shields up, I mean that is giving a pretty big buff there for my shield regen. But again, this is a build with nothing else on for shields. But yeah, shield regen wise, so long as you're keeping your throttle up, yeah. Even if you just have your throttle like a quarter of the way up, it's getting you a pretty good buff over the base. And then we have the shield array. And I have re-engineered this shield to regen ×4. Sizer was messing around with this quite a bit. Mara over in the wiki Discord. And what Mara was saying was that this shield, you want to have some regen on for it, because the way to benefit from this shield is to just let it keep dropping and then having the regen there to just passively bring it back up. Because what this shield does is when a shield facing is reduced to 0, the next foe to deal damage within that arc will be dealt some anti-proton damage, then an additional bit of AP damage per second for 6 seconds. And each shield facing recharges this effect as soon as it reaches 25% or higher capacity. So you basically want to have your shields constantly at a state of them dropping and then regenning back up to 25% with this. And I've seen some pretty good parses from people that have been using this. There's people that have gotten almost 100k out of this shield on builds where they're just letting their shields drop and regen back up a little bit to to just over 25%, and then letting the next hit take them back down. Comboing that with the Valdor console, the shield absorption frequency generator procs that ability a lot. Yeah. Tech Jarvis, I'd like to hear what you have to say about recruitment events. Are there any careers that are better suited for Delta Recruiter, Temporal Ops, or Gamma? It's basically just play whatever your preference is. Whatever your career preference is, go for it. Yeah, so this shield actually, I mean, I've already seen parses, so I know it is promising. But the thing is, the build that I'm currently on is focused on trying to take advantage of like reverse shield polarity. And I feel like with this shield, you wouldn't want to use this with reverse shield polarity. Again, you want to let your shield facing drop to 0 and then regen back up to 25% so that it can do more damage. So you wouldn't want to do RSP here, is the impression that I have. But does it make shield tanking a thing again? It makes it, well, it helps, but at the same time, you don't want your shields to just sit at like 100% the entire time. You with this shield, you want to be dropping to 0 and then regenning back up to 25% or higher, and then dropping to 0 again. So as I said in the Discord, I've managed to clock around 400k with this 3-piece set in ISE, but it doesn't replace what's actually meta. Yeah. Is shield tanking only viable on torp boats? No. You'd want to be on a do build for maximizing a shield tank. Yeah, Robert, you can certainly try that. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, like as interesting as this set is, I still think, it's not really going to change anything, with the meta, but it is an interesting alternative that is opening up new ways to play the game. Not everything has to to necessarily be a meta piece that every last player goes out and uses. I think your discovery set, going and using that for the 2-piece with the comp engines plus the colony deflector, that's still going to be the way to go for most people. But if you're looking to do something a little bit different and you want to build into this, this is capable of being effective enough that you can do that. Does it still trigger with buff abilities that blow our own shields like Needs of the Many? I do not know. There's no visuals. No visuals. Does exactly what it's meant to. It's a free great set. It's a free set, great for new players or leveling, whilst also being unique enough to give veterans something to play with. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you can't use it for leveling with it being at Mark 12. You can use Needs of the Many to trigger it. Okay. I have that on... Okay, let me put the shield on. I'm gonna need to go to a combat map here. Let's put this on, and what I'm gonna do just to start off, I'm gonna go right into the middle of an HSE and just try this. I'm gonna go in with my normal setup that I previously did like some solo HSE stuff on. We could just make this a pug. I'm going to go to ground, and let's do public queue of Hive Onslaught Elite, and we'll just try the shield out in there. I think the Voven's fine. It's a fun platform. It's not the best, but it's effective. The Shields of the Many. Did a 568k on a pug ISC, and the shield did about 80k that damage. Okay, public queue, Hive Onslaught Elite, queuing now. What could go wrong? Yeah, the Voven console's great. What is the best secondary deflector for Dusai? I think that's pretty much... It's going to be down to whether you're wanting to do deteriorating or... what's the other one people are doing nowadays? I don't remember the name of the secondary deflectors, but deteriorating works, and then there's one of the others that does the damage instantly that I know has become popular with how fast content has become.
Find clarity. You will have strength.
So slow to move.
You will be born.
I'm gonna jump in there. I'm already doing terrible. I don't want to hit RSP here because I want the shields to be able to do their thing. Okay, I'm gonna have to hit that. Gotta remember to hit the 3-piece. Yeah, the issue is with RSP up, my shields can't drop below, or drop down to 0. Loco? I'll respond to chat here in a moment. Let me just get through this. I hate fall timing with ETM. I'm terrible with it right now. UI is a mess. Always is. I miss timing ETM so bad with the FA here. Just not used to using it anymore, to be honest. The issue is right now is my shields are just staying at 100.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another. Did you think you had destroyed me?
That was terrible. I am not a great fall player anymore. Okay. Yeah, I'm using them terribly, but the issue is with my build is with this setup especially is I just get my shields back up and they stay up with RSP. I need to use redirecting arrays, yeah. But you can see on the combat log that the shield shows up for each facing it triggered off of. So left, front, right, rear. And I mean, it did a little bit over 30k for me, but I mean, people have been reporting, you know, that they've been able to get 3-4x that. My UI layout is a mess. I know. Is it better to buy SAD box for KDF or T6 coupon for the Iwani? Get the Iwani. Inhibiting, yeah, okay. Inhibiting was the one I was thinking of, yeah. Some people use inhibiting secondary deflectors now because of the instant damage, but deteriorating is still, for most people, going to be able to do more damage. Yeah, fire at will just needs to be fire at will just needs to be normalized to be like the other firing modes. 15-second cooldown and an extension trait that I don't have to think about. I think I've done. I mean, whenever there's a new mods bundle, I've done a video covering it, and I've said, you know, what my recommendations are from them. For some of the older mods bundles, I did a full, you know, like mods bundle tier list. Kenobi, how's it going? Yeah, the issue is for me is I'm a cannon player, and I am used to my firing mode just being there without me needing to do micromanagement with the torpedo that doesn't want to fire half the time. So my issue there is my fall uptime can just be terrible due to that. Kenobi was having some fun there in HS. Yeah, so let's swap over to a normal DPS build, and I will slot the shield on that with the Valdor console. And let's see what happens then. Yeah, I think with this set, I don't think most people need to concern themselves with the deflector and engine. I think most people that are running this set would probably, or running any of this, would probably just go for the shield. And then it's just a matter of getting your setup configured to a point where the shield is able to go off, you know, reliably with you not really thinking about it much. Valdor it up? Absolutely. Let's go over to... Oh, well, I've got, the Heroic Predator I set up recently. Let's do that. Heard you got a stream going when I popped to the HS. Spanners, no worry. Like, I think it's, again, I think it's a shield that has potential. It's just... You're giving up things for it, Most people are going to be running 2 or 3 piece disco, and if you're doing 3-piece disco, Mycelial Lightning does a lot of damage in lower level content. In Elite, Mycelial Lightning will start to slow down in longer duration stuff, but let's go Khitomer Shield, Pomp Engines, and Colony Deflector. And actually, let me go to... That's fine. I'm going to drop the Credence console for the Valdor. And let's save this to... Yeah, I would not use the Khitomer shields in normal or advanced. The Khitomer shields, I think, would be more of an elite thing. Yeah, you'd want to have lower shield capacity, I think, to try and maximize this shield. Because you'd want to quickly, just quickly be able to get back up to 25 and then have your shields drop back down to 0 again. Okay, let's do another queue. I did just change ships, so I'm going to go back down to ground. Is anyone else getting some feedback when he's speaking? Is there feedback? Is there feedback? Hypothetically, if you could add one lower deck Season 4 ship to the game, which would I add? No comment. I can't comment on that. I have no idea what... I don't know what potential lower deck ship that I'd want added. Okay. So I don't know many queues in this game, so let's just do an infected. Is when I speak, the mic is open and can hear the background sound, so that means that OBS is not filtering things properly. I'm listening to myself talk, and I can hear something very slightly, but OBS should be filtering that. Any word on the next Muds bundle? I don't know. I have a reverb. It might be the fan in the window. Would I suggest Raw Alien Psi for Delta Recruit because of the SROs? Absolutely. Ramsman, would I use a box on a mere warship at this point? At this rate. Yeah. My current thoughts on the set, the 3-piece is mostly going to be used by people doing extremely fast supported runs for the supporting builds. And the shield has potential for some niche situations, but it's not going to be for everyone.
The situation is...
That's my preliminary impression. The new Heroic console is interesting. I don't have it on this build, but there is a bug with it right now in that it doesn't benefit from unconventional systems or the Velven console.
Got it. Additional data is available.
All the EPG. Oh, I just massively overshot. Jeez.
The Netite probes can repair the transformers. Stop them. A probe is closing in on a transformer. Destroy it.
That cube took a while to load in. I cannot fly my ship. There we go.
You will lower your shields and prepare.
Pilot better, don't be so casual. I know. I should have turned threatening stance on there.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp.
What is a good singularity core? The Tholian one, the Tholian nucleating can be good. The Disco Rep one if you're doing the 2 or 3 piece. And aside from that, one of them from the Fleet Spire that does minus weapon power cost. What keyboard am I using? I am using a QWERTY Keys QK100. So this was without me thinking about this shield, without doing anything really for it and just piloting terribly. So we had 7K, 8.6, 9, and 12.2. Let's add that up. I mean, it did okay, but at the same time, like, would I have done, you know, the same or better, like running Disco? But, you know, that was just under 37K there. Red switches? No, I have a Panda variant on, like Holy Panda's one of those variants. Renato, how's it going? What are the Khitomer shields and how do they compare to the Revolutionary shields? The Khitomer is from the current event on PC. And the special thing about them is that they do some damage when you drop to when you drop a shield facing down to 0. Yeah, I mean, especially with how fast paced a lot of stuff ends up being nowadays, I don't know. Bird Eye, how's it going? Tech Travis, what do I think about the lack of communication between the community and NECA? I at this, you know, by this point in the year, I figured that we would have heard something from DECA's new community manager. Maybe with the upcoming season we will. I don't know. I talked about that a bit last week too with the Q&A stream that I did. Yeah, I mean, you can build into the shield, and I think you can get a bit out of it. I've certainly seen some people posting some really nice damage numbers with it, but my impression on it so far is, let me pull it back up here. My impression on it so far is that it requires just a bit more attention than I want to give a shield. Like, if I'm flying my ship around, I don't want to have to think about, trying to optimize it too much. There is a parse with this. Khitomer. Just cleared a mill. Nice. Congrats. Yeah, I mean, just my summary on this set is I don't think it changes anything, to be honest. This isn't going to this set isn't going to replace the existing meta options. It is a nice new thing to play around with, but it doesn't really change the overall way that we're going to build ships. What this is basically doing is giving us a way to play into shields a little bit more, or for those into that. But again, I think if you're just doing like normal advanced content, disco set's going to be better. This Khitomer shield I wouldn't even bother with unless you're doing elite, and even then, I do think if you're wanting to really maximize it, it's a bit more effort than I want to think about with a shield array in combat. How light is the season going to be? Yeah, at this point, I'm even wondering, is it going to be a new lockbox, or is it going to be just a direct to Infinity edition? Like, it might be that the edition is so small because of everything going on that it makes the most sense to just dump into Infinity rather than make a new lockbox. Kev, if you guys get the next part of the event campaign this month, then it would be available there. Otherwise, it could be a few months until console gets it. I think the Revo set, if you have the Revo set, I wouldn't worry about replacing it. I think the Revo set is still really good for what it does. Are the additional AP values with it to a ship set up with anti-proton? No. So that is one thing too, is I'm on a plasma setup right now. And I was on an AP setup before on the Vovin, but it was comparable numbers, but that specific setup doesn't have a ton of plus AP buffs on it. Where's the 5/3 Sovereign? I'm curious to see what the Lamar is like. I think if the devs give us Fall Extender on a good 5/3 Sovereign, I think that would sell like hotcakes. So it absolutely would. Yeah, Good Day to Die. Where was that here on PC? I mean, so this is the flagship celebration. So if they give console, the next part of the event campaign right away, then you guys would have this set here in the next couple of weeks, potentially. I'm excited about the Voyager A. Do I know if Goss is okay? He stopped doing content. I think, he's just tired of Stowe and the monetization that was going on here. And I think, didn't he say he moved? I think he's just busy IRL. For leveling characters, so the thing is, Captain K-Tainer, this Khitomer set, when you go to get it from the reclaim window, it's Mark 12. So on a brand new character, you can't reclaim this set at Mark 2. But you can't use this on a new character off the bat. Any deflectors with good visuals? The old Borg assimilated set, that's always pretty interesting if you're looking to Borgify your ship. I would be happy if it's a 4-3-1 side destroyer to Lamar. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I know this isn't the answer people probably wanted with the Khitomer set. The 3-piece on it, you know, again, I think is going to be really interesting to the under 50 people in the game that have any interest at all, like in those really fast record-setting runs. But the shield, you know, again, does have potential for some niche builds, but it's just a matter then of how much do you want to build into it. When mentioning the Voyager A, it sounds like I'm saying Voyager A. Oh, that's terrible. Would the 3-piece be good for random elite? I wouldn't use this for random elites. I think, Waldo, for random elites, I'd go with the disco, you know, disco 2-piece for the whole regen that gives. You know, the Discovery space set, there's a reason that's been like the meta for the meta for so long, because that shield is good, you know, with the buff that gives to damage against enemy shields. And then the 2-piece from Disco, that's 120% whole regen. That's a pretty good buff there, and that's going to help you stay alive longer in combat. I know I was that. Okay, you know I wasn't a fan of the Protostar, but would I fly it with beams or cannons? If a ship can use cannons, I'm going to use cannons. For me personally, I'm not opposed to doing beam builds. I've done some even recently for fun, but I think from a performance standpoint, cannons are very much the winner right now. Warp core, I know. I know. And you know, I'll probably drop a video here in the next couple days saying this, but I was wrong. It looks like the new season is not going to drop on the 12th. It looks like it's going to be a bit later this month. I mean, I did a beam build just recently on the legendary Excelsior. Okay, let's put the shield on here and try it. So with the Disco set, with the Discovery set on this, you know, the Disco 3-piece, when I go into like a Pug ISA, it's doing a respectable amount of damage, like 80 to 100k. Do I think the Protostar is for Space Barbies? Yeah, pretty much. Any chance for new reputation in episodes? Story episodes, absolutely. Reputations, I would love to see new reputations, but I do think it's going to be a bit of time before we see that again. I did do a run with this Excelsior. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think that was it. Hold on. I did this within the past couple of days. This might be it here. Yeah, so in a Pug ISA, the Mycelial Lightning from the Disco 3-piece gave me 94k DPS. So I'm going to replace the Disco 3-piece with your standard comp engines and Colony Deflector, and then I'll leave the Khitomer shield on, and we'll just give that a try. If we can't trust Spencer's leaks, who can we trust? look, you look at the releases for the past couple of years, and the 12th made sense. Like, if I look at the Stow Wiki, which, by the way, if you guys are ever looking for stuff on the wiki, the Stow Wiki is the only one you should, or stowwiki.net is the only one you should be using. Don't use the old fandom one. But you look at Stow Wiki here, you look at the seasons, and last year, the season dropped September 12th. Year before, September 13th. Year before, September 14th. So it's been very common the past few years that a season would drop, second week of September. And it looks like this year, given everything going on, that trend is not going to continue. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Is Legendary Excelsior better than the Excelsior 2? They both have their pros and cons. It depends on what type of build you're trying to do. The Legendary Excelsior is basically, it's very similar to the Con E3. Wish all the space sets were 4-piece. The reason some of the older ones are not is because back in the day, warp cores and singularity cores did not exist. Okay. Hello, Storm. Okay, I'm going to replace the Excelsior console here with Baldor. I mean, you gotta remember that a lot's changed in this game over the years. There was a point even where there was crew on your ships. Okay, we're gonna go down to an advanced difficulty queue here, just to see how it goes. Nick, through the destruction of our enemies, do we earn our salvation? Nick and I have been playing this new terrible game. Been interesting. Did I not have 2 Omnis on? I could have sworn I did. I did this just to annoy people. How do you feel, Galactic? I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, we're gonna do something a bit longer just to give the shield a bit more chance to do something. Let's do Khitomer Vortex Advanced Public Queue. Going in now. Khitomer Vortex Advanced. You take 1 torp and then your entire crew dies? Yeah, I remember.
There are 2
Cheops. Galactic, you don't like this immersive phaser build? Got 2 Omnis there just for you, and this one's even over. And if Chell's here, these other phaser beams are damage 3 pens. Mara, how's it going? Congrats, Kane. Oh no, what do I have? Oh, I've got the credence trait on. Why do I have the credence trait on? Well, I'm supporting the team. I'm going, this is a full team player loadout. Which of the new Heritage Pack ships do I think are the best in my opinion? So I'd have to say, I just overshot that.
Are headed for the tide vortex. Stop them.
The Achilles is really good. You see, I need thaw timing for like a better thaw extender because I just can't handle what we have now. Okay, this side of the map is dead. Now I have to get to the other. Mir, how's it going?
Your technological and biological distinctiveness to our own.
I'm not even gonna get there before everything's dead. Advanced level content, very hard.
Picking up some. They don't.
Ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack.
Terrible.
Target's shield has failed.
I need a thaw extender. I'm too casual for this micromanagement of ETM. This is just a phaser thaw Celsius. Hard content right there. Okay, let's see. How much did the shield do in advanced level content? That dies too fast. I literally got nothing out of the shield. As expected. I mean, everything died. I took in a total of... I took in a total of 53,488 damage. Shield damage, well, right around that too, 46k. Just not getting shot because of streamer luck. You saw it proc on the second transformer. 4% attacks in not enough, I know. Never heard if I should burn one of my infinity boxes on the mirror warship or wait. Ramsman, never hurts to wait. I mean, when should we get another Muds bundle? Would we have one? Would it be this month, next month, or November? Try a Trouble Over Tur patrol? Okay. Alachi. Yeah, I'm a very casual Fall player. I think a lower decks Muds bundle would make a lot of sense, given the final season starts in a month. Using your talent for Never Wrong Leaks, when Disco Inferno return? Sometime between now and 2026.
Warning, ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack.
Why am I overflying things so bad?
Target's shield has failed.
This has been a disturbing day, friend.
Oh, did I forget to hit him? Oh no. See, I'm just that casual.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Watch out! Elachi are coming out of the rift!
Ship is under attack.
Target those Elachi and fire!
Target's shield has failed.
Last year's event box inventory, any standout recommendations? Only things that come to mind are the friendship or the Akron, but both of those are ships from last year, so they're not available. I don't know, is there
Something's wrong. The rift isn't
any
closing.
of the like meta traits consoles you're missing?
Ilachi warships on intercept course. They're coming from the rift. Reading more Ilachi ships on approach. Get ready to fight.
Last year's box does have the Akron, then yeah, I'd say go for the Akron if you're looking for something different. Favorite Borg console? Oof.
Do not fire.
Hostile Ilachi fleet.
None
on
that I can
Central.
really think
Here
of
they
right
come.
now.
The Liberator is in position. We're ready to begin the process.
I messed up my ETM timing again there.
Rear shield failing. Left shield failing.
And I messed it up again, didn't I? Why do I need to just use redirecting rays. I hate the micromanagement with it.
This is Tarsus. The Liberator is taking enemy fire.
We should have the next story mission here soon. This is just a fun, casual fire at will build. Laser beams, very immersive. My weapon's not firing there. When are the Strange New World uniforms coming to Stowe? I don't know. I think Thomas said that they're focusing Lower Decks and Prodigy for this year, right? The rest of 2024.
This is the Liberator. Immediate assistance.
I don't run this patrol often. How much more is there to this? I mean, it's a good test for the shield. I've seen my shields drop several times. I am using Valdor. And the Excelsior 2 console. Very immersive build.
Initiating rift closure process now.
Some Ilachi vessels remain. They must be dealt with.
Valdor is significantly helping it, or making it better? What have you found? It keeps it topped off too often.
The rift is closed.
Many
Attacks like these are going to continue.
There we go.
Now more than ever, the Alliance needs to stand together. We'll do what we can for the base and its
It's hurting it? Okay. Look at all that loot I didn't pick up. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely being hindered then, if that is the case, if you can't use Valdor with it. Yeah, you wanted to yo-yo, right? Yeah. Okay. I missed a lot of comments here. What everyone's seeing is CasualSAB is terrible at micromanaging ETM. I am man enough to admit that. Valdor is the shield absorptive frequency generator console. It's off the tier 3 Valdor and also the legendary Valdor. It adds a proc to your weapons to peel your shields to end your weapons. Works extremely well with Fire at Will and Cannon Scatter Volley. Okay. Spencer just lacks the skills to use ETM. What's the best place to look up some current FOB builds? Is the Builds Discord. Absolutely. Builds Discord, which is in the description down below. How's it testing so far? I mean, the shield, people have been getting some okay results from it, but, you know, just tossing it on my build and not really thinking about it too much, it's not the most impressive. Spencer ignores us while doing DPS. Yeah. If you range it for regen and have a point of regen in your tree, it pops back up to 25% fast enough to flutter in and out of the trigger zone. Gotcha. Yeah, I remember you mentioning, or you'd mentioned that. I am looking at doing another deluxe video. But like I said on Reddit the other day, just temper expectations. The issue with the bot farms now is they know that they have to evade other players hunting them. And they're doing things that, you know, as a player, I can't really prove. You know, for instance, if someone's got an Admiralty bot farm going, I can't really, you know, as a player, all I can see is, oh, hey, this person stands a lot near the exchange or the bank console. And guess what? Myself and a lot of other players I know that are completely legitimate do the exact same thing. So the issue is that the bot farms, they know that they have to evade you and I, and they know that the only way that they'd be taken out is if someone on the developer side actually spent some time to hunt them down. And they know the devs aren't going to do that, especially right now with everything going on. And because of that, they know that right now they can do whatever the hell they want. You know, I look at the eBay at a bunch of these gold selling sites, and you can see there's been an increase in the amount of sellers. Can I put a Picard Season 3 build on the Neo Connie? I sort of did that, and I posted it over in my Discord a while back. So Spencer's builds, if you scroll up in here, I mean, there's a build very similar to what I just was flying on the Excelsior. There's a very similar build to that over on the Connie 3 in here from about a year ago. Spencer's legitimate. Oh no. how's the Alliance set doing? Krieg, the shield, you know, potentially has some promise for some more niche build types, but I think the overall 3-piece is only going to be relevant to support builds for very high level supported runs. So this set, is it just me, or is it really hard to see the set working? I mean, both the shield attack and the 3-piece? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really paying attention for the visuals, and I just didn't notice it with the shield. Teach me to bot farm? Terrible. Can the parse split between the narrow phaser beams and the normal ones? No, because the issue is for the narrow beams, I believe they're just registered as normal phasers. Tribbles, how's it going? Yeah, Sizer. I think a lot of people would be very interested in seeing that. Devo? How do players hunt bot farms down? Well, with the previous bot farms that were in Starbase 1, as I covered in a video like a year or so back, you know, they were just visible. You could use the search window and see that there was loads of instances of Starbase 1 all the time with the same accounts, all really generic names. You know, bot farms that are doing that or sitting on a very visible map just standing there 24/7, people can see. But if they're, you know, positioning themselves near places where people traditionally stand AFK, like at the exchange or the bank console, stuff like that, and they're doing things in the game that we can't see that they're doing, like Admiralty, then we can't hunt them down. Microvax, just put it into your character inventory or bank and then copy that character over multiple times. And then, yeah, you could put them all in the account bank to move to a single character on Triple to test. Yeah. Jason, is it against the STO rules for players to sell premium and lockbox ships on platforms outside the game? If you're selling for real money. If you're using a third-party platform to arrange a sale for in-game, you know, resources, that's not an issue. But it's as soon as it's, you know, you're trading for money, that is where it becomes an issue. Yeah, most seem to be Gemidar tunes, absolutely. So, you know, I think I've summarized this a few times with this Khitomer set. The shield has potential in some niche situations. The 3-piece for supports at very high level, at a very high level. But overall, the new set does not really change the meta, in my opinion. The assimilated space set's not going to be as effective as the Discovery one generally, but I do have the assimilated set on this character and a few others because I do think it's fun to bring that old set out. It's still capable of being effective. Yeah, sure thing. If you guys are over on the Builds Discord, Sizer has just put in ground discussion over there, the Gunslinger list, which is something Sizer's been working on here recently, and what this is a test of a bunch of ground weapons. So if you guys are curious about what the best ground weapons are, Sizer has some nice results here from their testing. So if you're interested, link to that is in chat, and that is also going to be pinned over in the ground discussion channel on the builds Discord. So let's pin that. Nearly every gun in the game. There you guys go. If you're curious about ground weapons, that's the current ranking of which ground weapons are performing the best. That Lucari one, I'm surprised to see up at the top. Discovery Lobi rifle. That is that? I don't know. I mean that for my immersion, I just feel like that should be, you know, number one, but testing shows otherwise. It's actually like 25th here. My immersion has been ruined. Darthon, how's it going? Lucari has no minimum cooldown on the alt fire. Gotcha. Well, Sizer, thank you for all of the testing there with that. Brig, here, thank you for stopping by. Film, the shield's interesting, but it's not going to be for everyone. For Discovery, Full Auto's feelings will never fully recover from this slander. I know. I know. What are you trying to do, Nick? My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. I know. I can't believe the heresy I'm hearing about the Section 31, or not Section 30, the Discovery Full Auto Rifle not being top. Nick, what are you trying to do? I am on a phaser fire at will build, and it's oh no. He's gonna dump me into like a battle of Corfez.
Glad you could make it.
Oh no.
We're picking up an incoming fleet on sentry. They'll be here in moments. We'll do
Terrible,
what we can to help.
Nick. Absolutely terrible. Dragged me into a days of doom. Why would you do that? What is wrong with you? That is evil. Can't believe I just left the most immersive content. I know. I'm going to go public queue for Hive Onslaught Elite for anyone interested in joining. Again, public queue, Hive Onslaught Elite. I am on a phaser, fire at will, beam build. Gravity kills my will to live. Oh no. There will be a Lobby sale in the next couple of weeks. Just be patient. Yep, Hive Onslaught. It's already popped. I'm very concerned without Valdor. I know the Valdor will hurt the shield, but I feel I will die without Valdor. I'm going to put it back on.
Did you think you had destroyed me?
That went as expected. It wasn't a tank build. Unfortunate. It ain't the Voven, that's for sure. I can't just YOLO into the center with it. Or YOLO back in. We're gonna get through this. This is what happens when you go into Hive without a tank.
Warning, ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack. Rear shield failing. Right shield failing. Target shields have failed. Rear shield failing. Right shield failing. Hull integrity below 75%.
This is truly showing the peak casual play style. No, there's no survivability on this build. It's not a tank build.
Right shield failing. Left shield failing. Target shields have failed. Right shield failing. Target shields have failed.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
Target's shields have failed.
Only fools dream of victory.
Oh, feedback. Oh no.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
Oh, we all died, so she reset back to 100 too. Oh, feedback. Run. This is going well.
Your efforts.
Damage
are
reflection
futile.
is fun. Great
Destroy
mechanic. It really
this
is.
vessel, and I will claim another.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Oh, she's going again.
Right shield failing. Ship is under attack.
Laser Isomeg on craft. Very nice. Congrats. Oh, and then Aston Field gets me. But this is not the HSC. I was hoping it to be. This is what happens when there's no tank and no survivability. Always these players that are not prepared for elite, indeed. See, I'm trying to test the shield, but the issue is the shield apparently you don't want to use Valdor with it. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, a tank would have helped. Okay, that was an experience. Good news is the Khitomer shield did even less for me this time. Look, I gotta live up to the casual name every now and then, okay? Gibbs, I have you at 189k.
Resistance is futile.
Would the effects of the Bajor set be better with the energy boost on a ship with the singularity? To be honest, Hyper, I haven't looked at that in an incredibly long time. What was the death count? So that's not a question that I can answer off the top of my head. I have not looked at the Bajor set in ages. Oh no. 7, 12, 21. What are the consoles in the 2 left tack? The Valdor console, shield absorptive frequency generator, and then the subspace fracture tunneling field off of the Vovin. 21 deaths. Peak casual experience. All Gibbs, or it's all Sab's fault? No, I think it's all Gibbs' fault. Always Gibbs. Okay, I'm gonna get off the fun immersion build, and I'm gonna get back onto something that doesn't suck. Terrible. So I think, I've pretty much said what I had to say about the Khitomer set. People have clearly shown that there are ways to get good damage from the shield. Sizer here has gotten some good results, and I know a few others in the builds Discord have also posted some interesting parses. But I don't think that the Khitomer set really changes anything for most people. It's not going to beat the existing options you already have if you're an endgame player. Yeah, I've got the Delkina. This makes everything better. For tanks, it's just damage that isn't needed. Yeah. It could be a skill issue on my part. I may just not be using it right. Absolutely. I don't have that point in the regen on the skill tree. But I'm not personally interested in respecking and dumping a point into regen, for that shield when it's not really going to, for me, outperform the existing stuff that I have on. Yeah, let's break it up a little bit and do something that we haven't done in a while, which is infected. These are ultimate plasmas. So infected the Conduit Elite public queue. That instantly popped. That is always an extremely scary thing to see. Finally, something new on stream. Stanky Boy, I'm glad you could be here to see this brand new content. The same rando again? Just wait, Sarbamba. Wait till you find out that the only queues I play off stream are Infected, Hive, and that's it. I think the Delkina is the best ship in the game that has an experimental weapon right now. It's going to take a while for them to beat that. I don't even do Khitomer or Cure. Nick is in here with the Justice here.
Grim. All attempts to hail the starbase have failed. We must assume the enemy has taken control. This is not acceptable. We must destroy the Borg fleet defending the starbase. Only then can we proceed with relief operations, if any survivors remain.
Oh, that's an old loadout. Let me back. Oh.
We are the Borg. Surrender your vessel and prepare for assimilation.
Warning. Ship
Scanning the nanite transformer. Done. Additional data is available.
ESP misfire or something? It's really low. That was a terrible opening. What the hell is that?
Repair the transformers. Stop them.
My CSV is not up.
Is closing in on a transformer. Destroy it.
This is really terrible. This just... What the hell is like going on with the weapons?
shields failing. Rear
That was just horrible. Not even a million. What the hell went wrong there? No, it was like there's just no opening. Like that spike is garbage. What the hell happened? But I had CSV at the start. Didn't have it for a little bit there. Look at that. CSV misfired, so I hit my CSV early during prep phase around 7-8 seconds, and then after that, the one that I hit while we were still on the start group didn't go off. Just look at that. Normal fire on the ultimates for part of the start group, and as I'm getting to the right or to the left side. Look at your parse, yeah. Okay. But Nick had a much better set of results from the Khitomer shield. Nick got like over 100k from it. I don't even have a torp spread on. The ultimates are just because they have a fast travel time under CSV. The weapon proc literally does not matter. The weapon proc does not matter. If you see a weapon that has a 2.5% chance proc on it, say it with me. It does not matter. It is irrelevant. You will not see it in combat. Even under 600% haste scenarios in these like record runs, these procs do nothing. We've tried. I tried a set of plasmatics which do damage, and in like high-end environment, it did less than 1,000 DPS. You go to the analysis tab. Nick has a properly set up AP tank right now that's actually doing some damage. And with that, he has gotten quite a bit out of the shield. Is there a DPS difference between DHC and DC? Go for DHC because they have some extra innate crit severity. So, just adding up Nick's numbers here. Let's see, 25,563.46 plus. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a better result, for Nick there on that AP tank setup. 114k almost off of that shield. If I don't have the Gorn accessories as the Dalkina, you can do the Dalkina with Phaser. The Dalkina works with Phaser, Disruptor, Tetrion, Polaron, whatever the hell you like. They're all effective. Our isomags we're selling on the exchange, yeah, they can sell pretty well. Yeah, Nick's got a friendship tank also. Yes, thank you, Nick, for tanking that. But, I mean, you can see the Khitomer shield with Nick's result there. You look at his Justiciar build he has on his channel. If you have a tank set up similar to that, the Khitomer shield can actually do a bit more. But on just your average day-to-day DPS build, what you're taking into most random content, the Khitomer shield's not going to do as much for you. I mean, Nick had 3 to 4 times what I was seeing from the shield. But Dalkina is an evil ship. Can't have that. Terrible. Nick, check your DM. The Kawavi tank. Terrible, Nick. Do I think we will get any more new Muds bundles this year? I mean, we're due at least one more, right? One or two more? Because, like, this most recent, the current Muds bundle, I don't think is that good. Why am I opening? I need coffee. Okay, I need to go make a pot of coffee or something. Micro, yeah. Yeah, this Mud Soul System bundle has not been good. What is this? I'm looking at the Discord. Appleberry, are you here? So Appleberry's asking a maximum efficiency build based on universal consoles with Uncon and the Voven console. So this people have actually done this already, and it's not something that I really focus on too much with my playstyle. But what you're asking about is like these Terran monitor setups that people have been doing solo runs with. Like if you're looking for like just a build that is able to cheese Voven and Uncon to its maximum extent, what Parrot has done here especially, it's really good. Like those are EPG builds that are just doing crazy amounts solo. Over 1.5 million DPS in infected solo. Which playstyle, the multi-death Fa build or Cannon Elitist build? My playstyle is Cannon Elitist build. Dan, it's ships that are under 2 years old. So if a ship came out today and you waited 2 years, then you should be able to use the coupon on it, 2 years from now. Nicholas, HSE, let's take a look. 12 minutes. We have a lot of people here right now, 236. Let's get a crystalline catastrophe going. Nick, go grab some food quick. Wait 12 minutes. SOB does not have a build. Or you want me to... Okay. Let me do this crystalline quick, and then I'll do that. So public queue, crystalline catastrophe, advanced. Not normal. Advanced. There we go. That was very fast pop. I meant to queue for advanced, but hit normal on accident, but the advanced popped. Soul Defense is still showing the 2 epic tokens. Yeah. No, it's only legendary bundles that are on sale right now. And the 10th bundle's back in the store. How about non-stream giveaway? Broke. Yeah, 10th bundle's definitely for Space Barbie now.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
There we go. Arctic Chief, you take number 1 there? Terrible.
Warning.
That's some proper hard content right there. With a single target build too? Oof. That's rough. I don't remember. I don't remember Warp Core, if I did a giveaway of that or not yet. I'd say Into Darkness is just a really great value Muds bundle. You're getting a lot of, interesting ships with that. Nick, did you go and get food? No? You should. Go take 10 minutes and go get yourself something to eat quick. Oh, you know what? When you said Choice of Dread, I was thinking of a different bundle. I was thinking of you're talking of Dread Through the Ages. There's another Dread one that's got like the Herc, Vedcrid, the Tarantula, and I forget the other ship in it. You're talking Dread Through the Ages. Yeah, I mean that's also very high value. Did you say Through the Ages? I'm sorry. I am failing to read things right now. I'm gonna go to a support here for Nicholas, who wants to do a hive. There's Admiral Kana. The list of my characters is triggering. I'm sorry. Yeah, Dread Through the Ages is good. And I'm sorry, I
Citizens
just
of
completely
the
blanked on
Federation
reading that.
and her allies, it is my honor to introduce.
Nick, send me an invite. Do I have an account on console? No. I would not play this game on console. And I think my recommendations in the future are going to be to people to, you know, for new players coming into this game, play it on PC. I just every month I have a different console player telling me that, you know, just frustrations they have with the game over there, and everything I hear just it's like you can certainly play and enjoy the game on console, but if this is a game you were wanting to play, you know, for a very long time, you're wanting to get engaged with heavily, I think playing it on PC is the move. And I think they need to give console players a way to migrate their accounts over to PC. I'm not saying this as, you know, someone that you know, hates consoles. I think there's plenty of situations where playing a game on console's fine. It's just with how this game is, the direction it's going, and how console just seems to get screwed over on some things, or just has a really long delay on stuff. I'd recommend playing on PC.
The house always wins.
Jason, yes, but it's like I said to you, you're not the only one. The Norway is, I forget the name of it. Why do I keep opening the wrong tab? Valdress. Yeah, it's the Valdress Command Strike Wing Escort. And then the fleet one's the Norway.
Watch the wheel. Not
Yeah, Magnus, I mean, I think if they did a migration like that, they could probably also charge for it to make up that difference. Let's give Nick all of the buffs. Gonna buff that tank up.
Ship is under attack.
What you guys don't understand right now is I'm not on a DPS build.
You cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat the
Not hitting the right thing. I didn't even put my Tachyon Netrons down. Let's get that down here. My activations are terrible, I know. This is why they don't put me on support often. I did not mean to hit my IFF there. And I gotta remember to hit Nick with a heal. I've already screwed him over. Nick, I'm not used to long runs.
efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
Terrible. That's how I get out of doing laundry? Oh no. Oh, terrible. Okay, Nick, what'd you get out of the shield? A lot. Okay. So you got 30, 172.61 plus 37, 115.94. You had 150k DPS from the shield. $150k DPS from the Khitomer shield for Nick on his anti-proton tank build. So, you know, again, I think on the right build, that Khitomer shield can be pretty damn interesting. I just don't think it's something that everyone needs to worry about putting on every build. Yeah, I whenever I'm on stream, I play much worse. So people have lower expectations. That way, when we're in the actual runs, when I'm doing what I need to do in there, I can just blow them away with such great performance. That's the real strategy. Warp Core, Nick and I do a lot of like high-end HSEs, so the expectations is the run's over in 30 to 40 seconds, or you leave and try again. So when I'm saying over a minute feels slow, because our runs, like in this case, 92 seconds, that's 3 times longer than, you know, what we're used to doing. Yeah, Nick, absolutely. You gotta do a new video on this tank, man. Full 5-man HSE tank support run now. Think high DPS runs in the database are just SQL injections. See, yeah. I mean, it's different when I'm doing a stream. There's a lot of attention taken away from the game to focus on interacting with chat. When we're doing DPS runs, we're locked in, we're focused. And Dari, how's it going? 1 million DPS shield 1. Spencer is also very polite on stream. I'm blaming you, Jay. Specifically you. All Jay's fault. Well, Cheops, it's because I generally, you know, I try to keep things a bit more family friendly. You know, anyone that's been in me with voice chat off stream or heard me in some other streams knows that I have no issue swearing. But I try to I just try to keep things a bit more family friendly here. Cheops, please keep all political comments out of chat, please. OG TBC days right there. Nick's stream needed a bleeper. Yeah. Especially that time of the day. Streamer is running Reflect Blame 3 ability on cooldown. We have no chance. Would it be a good trade to get a Kelvin heavy command cruiser for my Ethereum Revelation? I mean, the Ethereum Revelation is going to sell very slowly because it sucks. The Kelvin heavy command cruiser, the issue with that is it's a better ship, but it's old and a lot of people have it from the Into Darkness Muds bundle. Does EPG skill buff the proton proc on Dyson weapons? I don't think so. Sounds good, Nick. Now go take care of yourself, Nick. Do I even know any swear words? Why does my captain not have a crew? That's a damn good question. Cinnamon ship.
Citizens of the Federation.
I see it. See you right there. In the proper end game ship. I have no away team selected. So that is why there's nobody on the yeah, I don't have an away team. I mean, do you see what I do to my bridge officers? Have you seen the amount of injuries they have? On that character, they just haven't made it. Giant Meteor 24. Trying to remember what characters I had stuff posted on. Is that from the boss playing HSC with me? Yes. Yeah, the old crew mechanic returned briefly, and I lost my entire crew to that HS. We might have some gambling here. The Delkina is stronger because of the OSS, yeah. And with the Delkina, you're also getting a hangar bay, and you're getting access to the battle cloak. I'm gonna do some gambling and wrap things up though. Need to go get some food, so if there's any final things you guys want to ask, feel free to drop them here. Hopefully I've covered the shield enough for you guys. I mean, that's really the only part of this set that's going to matter to most people is the shield. And as you saw with Nick's tank build there, he was getting some pretty good results from it. The Theseus has one extra isomag, but the Delkina, with OSS, you're able to buff up Fleet Power Network Array even more. No streamer RNG there today. I think I looked at it. Yeah, Certas, hopefully you saw the high quality PFO gameplay. Let's forget the Fire at Will Excelsior in Hive. We're gonna redact that one from the records. Yeah, the Gorn Hunter, the visuals on it suck. First Impulse engine, I don't know if what I would say the worst is. There's none that like come to mind as just being absolutely terrible. It's just that the competitive engines are really hard for things to compete against. No, I think I pulled it up. It's just I don't remember if I actually watched it. I would go override subsystem safeties 3 for the power buff. And assuming I can also run a beta 1 alongside that. Yes, you could. Just seeing if anything's sold, and it's looking like nope. What ship are you in that you can't fit the beta? Well, I'd still go OSS and hope that you have like Type 7s on, or teammates bringing beta in. But yeah, the Delkina just I've got the Theseus. The Theseus is a fine ship. It can do that extra isomag. But between the two, I think the Delkina is the stronger option, especially with the hangar bay that you can put Type 7s in. You can just use engineering team. Especially now that Inch team is at a like half-second activation time. Just hit Inch team within like 5 seconds of your OSS ending, and it will prevent the subsystem offline. Yeah, like I said, the Theseus isn't a bad ship. It's just for me, when I tried it, I preferred the Delkina. Okay. Well, that's going to be it for today's stream. I'm sorry for the poor TFO performance. But, we saw some good results from the shield from Nick, but on my DPS builds, I didn't really see great results from the shield. But, those of you on AP builds may find a bit more value from it. When did the 3-piece battle cloak get limited? I don't recall. To get the extender for fall, if you really like Fire at Will, then sure. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. And as always, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. I will see you guys around.